Today, we are going to discuss one of the biggest reasons why I bought the Masterclass Pro to edit 3D 360 and VR180 videos in the metaverse. SGO Mistika VR just launched a new major update called Mistika VR Connect. It allows you and your clients to go into VR together on a Mistika session to select cuts, review problem in stitching, 3D edge points, color grading, and a whole lot more features. It gives your client what the VR film will finally look like within the target VR headset with matching color space, the Meta CV1. And more importantly, the new Mistika VR introduced a brand new magic button, Autocalibration. If you auto-calibrate the most challenging 3D shots for you and instantly get perfect results, it saves you hours of frustration and makes you look like a hero in front of your clients. I will also show you my hands-on professional stitching workflow, tips and tricks that previously you would need to pay to see inside my masterclass. So, get your VR headset ready and let's learn the industry secrets of VR film finishing. Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Hugh here. This is part of a new educational series of VR Filmmaking Masterclass. We will focus on both VR180 and 3D 360 to give you industry secret techniques so you can fast track to become the best VR filmmakers to tell impactful stories in the metaverse. So please subscribe if you have not already. If you did, please follow me on Instagram as well, where I share tips and tricks and answer direct DM right there. As VR headset become more popular, more and more people consume VR video content daily within the VR headset like the Masterclass 2 and even the Masterclass Pro right here. Stereoscopic 3D is very important moving forward for VR filmmaking. As you know, to see video on a mobile phone or on a computer screen is a thing of the past. We see 3D in the real world, so we should see 3D in the virtual world as well for the best immersion. And with high quality and better optics provided by the latest VR headset and the Masterclass Pro right here, your brain will start to think you are really teleported to a new places. So both ByteDance Pico and Masterclass requires creator to upload stereoscopic 3D content. Even though right now, Meta still allows you to upload 360 video shot on the consumer monoscopic 360 camera like the Insta360 X3, GoPro Max, or right here the 1S 1-inch. They are not really being promoted much on the platform. You can't really blame Meta, as 3D content are proved to be more immersive and have more production value. Good 3D content, your brain wouldn't think it is 3D. You think it is the real world. But monoscopic, your brain knows you are just watching a very widescreen TV. If you have ever produced any 3D 360 content using the Insta360 Pro 2 or the Titan or the Canon Obsidian Pro, you know it is extremely hard to calibrate if the camera messes up in 3D. And almost all of them mess up the 3D in some level, especially the less expensive Insta360 Pro 2 right here. This leads to user headache by watching your content. They wouldn't know what is going wrong. They just feel your content is bad and hurting their eyes. And that is exactly why this new Mistika VR update is so important. It took them almost 3 years to get to this point, but I'm still glad they finally did it. I usually get paid as a stitching post-production specialist $1,000 or even more per minute to fix my clients' problematic 3D content. And this new magic button in Mistika VR fixes it for you with just one click. Yes, it probably made me lose my job, but hey, the industry is growing and it is good news for everybody else. Let me show you. Download the latest Mistika VR and download the app Mistika Connect on Meta App Store inside your Meta Quest 2 or your Meta Quest Pro. Before we start, let's make sure you turn on double tap Passthrough. Go to setting right here, go to Guardian, in general, make sure you turn on double tap for Passthrough here, turn it on. So now you can double tap on the side, turn on Passthrough. And another thing is you should turn on right here, turn on Passthrough Home so you can see your computer screen. And also turn off facial tracking and turn on eye tracking to conserve power. This way, you can see your Mistika VR desktop menu by double tap the sign of the Meta Quest Pro and use the color Passthrough to communicate with your clients or see your Mistika desktop session. Go ahead and open Mistika VR. You can download a free trial to follow along. If you are interested in getting the software though, I have a discount code for you. Check the YouTube video description down below. First, go to File, Option, and turn on Streaming. Enable VR streaming. Import some VR footage. We have a 10K 3D clip shot on the Insta360 Titan in San Francisco, and here we have an 8K 3D shot on the Insta360 Pro 2, mounted on a moving car. Let's start with the Insta360 Pro 2. Go ahead and load the Pro 2 preset, then turn on the optical flow option. The stitching problem is fixed, but when we turn on black and white anagram mode, you see the vertical disparity problem is really bad. Usually, to fix that, you either use the improve offset and improve angle button right here. A faster option is to actually just import the gyro data from the camera. Under Stitch, choose Use Insta360 Calibrate. Amazing! Look like the 3D problem is fixed now, but when you look at the close-up, there are stitching artifacts, especially here on the hood of the car. Go ahead and reduce the stitching feather to 30 as right now it is too large. Now it looks a lot better. If you turn back to black and white anagraph, you see the vertical disparity problem is back. How annoying! At this point, I usually give up and render this out as it is really hard to fix that minor problem. And it is already a lot better than the Insta360 Stitcher auto stitching, come free with the Insta software. But let's try the new magic button now. Under Stitch, select the new Autocalibrate, optimize in all 4 options. So check all 4 of them, and then click Calibrate, and let Mistika to do its thing. It is like magic. All vertical disparity is fixed. Don't believe me? Let's go ahead and change the horizontal balance value to remove horizontal disparity. You see, everything is perfectly matched. It is a crazy good stereo 3D stitching. Turn around to check on the car. Yep, it is good. Check out the distant mountain in the back. Great. The amazing thing of this auto calibration is it also auto give you the best horizontal disparity value based on your scene. As you see, the distant mountain should have no disparity or negative disparity. The close-up sign should be more disparity as it is closer. It is all correct. Let me just show you again the Insta360 gyro calibration result. See, the faraway tree has disparity, but the closer rock does not. That is not the right depth. Why are people crossing eyes? It's because of this error. Using Autocalibrate fix all those problems and a lot more. Now let's take a look at the 10K 3D Titan footage. Right click and load the 4800 by 3072 Titan preset. Turn on using optical flow. Look okay, but if you turn on the 3D black and white anagram again and zoom way in, there are vertical disparity here on the statue. Okay, let's use the magic button Autocalibrate. Oh my god, the result is really bad. What's going wrong? Okay, that is why you watch my tutorial instead of the official Mistika VR tutorial, because I test it on every single professional VR180 or VR360 camera out there with real world footage. If anyone is going to break the magic, that will be me. Well, We don't know exactly what went wrong there, but here is what I found. When shooting in the 10K 3D on a Titan, the fisheye is shot in not square pixel. In most cases, the magic button will work for you. This is a very special rare cases. We can see the problem by looking up to the ceiling. So when you see this problem in your footage, there is an easy fix. Change the convergency until it fixes the ceiling distortion, but right before the black hole show up. 4 is great for this scene. Now go back and check the close-up couples. They look great now without any optical artifacts. Now go check the distance statue. Move the horizontal disparity. Great. Now all the vertical disparity problem is fixed. But how do we really know this will work great in 3D inside a VR headset? The answer is simple. We use the next big feature of Mistika VR Connect, the VR headset stitching. At this point, you should really be going into the MetaQuest 2 or MetaQuest Pro to finish your work or send to the client for a live session. Go to top menu, to remote section, quick session. Remember all these settings, especially your IP address here. Go into your MetaQuest Pro and launch the Mistika Connect app. If you sideload it, it is under Unknown app right here. If you download it, it should be just in your app folder. The first time launching it, you will need to put in your IP address. Username is usually local. The password is SGO. Port, leave it. Hit connect. So now we're in the MetaQuest Pro. Inside the Mistika VR Connect app, as you see, hopefully you see what I'm seeing right now. If you hit the menu button right here, it brings up the control panel right here. And we are actually basically mirror what we saw in the desktop application. So right now, we want to actually see real 3D. Anygraph will help me, black and white, but this is how you switch to right here under 3D. If you go in the top and bottom, you hear my computer actually start running, my GPU. But this is actually, if you hit it again right here, this button, turn off the menu. Now you actually see real 3D. I mean, you can't see real 3D because you can only capture one eyes, but I see real 3D. So I can see how good the 3D in here, by pointing at, and the 3D in here. And turn around, 3D in here with these Chinese people. And also up top that we just fixed right there. It look actually, everything look amazing in 3D. So great. So this is exactly what we need, this ready to render. But let's use this opportunity. Let me actually really show you the powerful feature of the Mistika VR Connect. Let me just run you through all the feature. If you want to do a photo adjustment, so go ahead and hit the menu button right here. So let me just show you, like, if you don't know what button do what, you can hit over the question mark right here. Right here will tell you everything. So that is your cheat sheet right here, and that is the connection menu that you need to connect. The IP address, the name and the password. So send it to your client so they can connect that as well. And then on here, you see all 8 camera from Insta360 Titan. And so you can hide and mute camera right here. And then on this side, that's how you swap to Integrate view. Let me just show you. See, now you see Integrate view. But this is mono Integrate view. And mostly you want to really see what it look like in headset, the final version. You choose the top and bottom right here. And then if you hide this menu right here, hit this button again. And then that is the thing you want your client to review, look around and see problem area. So let's turn the menu back on again. The first thing I want to go through in this new version of Mistika VR is color space. Very important because MetaQuest Pro right here, or MetaQuest 2, actually any MetaQuest VR headset, they are swapping color space from Rec 2020 to CV1. So if you want to color grade or color match and want to show exactly what is the final video gonna look like in the MetaQuest 2 or MetaQuest Pro, you can do that by actually going here, the first tab, the color space. So we know this is shot on the Insta360 Titan. On the regular color mode is not locked. So, and actually what I will usually recommend is should not lock. And then you basically scroll down from here. You see the scroll bar right here. We know this is shot in a sRGB. So sRGB right here is usually gamma 2.2. Use that, gamma 2.2. And then it's sRGB. So now you see exactly what the Titan actually shot like. This is exactly what Titan shot like. On the day of this event here is actually San Francisco. As you see right here, really nice area. You should definitely go check it out. So now, this is what the camera shot like, but we want to conform that into what the Meta Quest 2 or Quest Pro would look like. So you will always pick right here, gamma 2.4, and right here instead of sRGB, we got a new setting right here. Just add it into Mistika. It's Meta CV1. When you swap that, now you turn it off. This is actually what your viewer will see. See, the color space is very different from what you capture in camera. So you might want to color grade using the color panel inside Mistika to really like get that look and film. And that's something that you can do with the client with the online color grade in headset directly. So this is a really important feature, the color conversion. So you have to convert it first to know what it really look like and then apply color grade to make sure it look great on the Meta CV1 output gamut in the color space right there. Great. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is this thing that literally give you, the same auto calibration right here. Then you can also do it in headset, which is, we don't need to do because this is already perfectly calibrated. And also have the standard input offset, input angle, match color, very important. If you shot a multiple GoPro and one of the GoPro is different exposure, that's how you fix that using match color. Or if the color is changing during time, let's say the cloud fly by the sun, the color exposure is changing, you can use match color in time right here. So, I'm not touching any of this because this I will recommend should do it in the desktop app, not doing when your client looking at the VR video or not doing the headset because it's just clunky. And the next thing that I will actually do is right here. See, you can click it. Why? Because this is where you add edge point. So before you add edge point, we want to turn on right here the camera, so you know which one you're adding edge point with, and the feather overlay. So let me turn it off. You see it right here. I have an edge point, so go ahead. So if I move the edge point, you know what? Let me just turn this thing off. You see my view is changing, and this is good. This is actually very good. Like I will just draw an edge point to this guy instead to protect him. And you see that? This is really good because you don't see what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing actual live stereo upgrade of what is going on. By moving the edge point here, it might look great on your desktop app, but it should actually look horrible in the VR headset because it kills the disparity of this guy and create this kind of like a convergence issue to make me cross-eye. So you don't see that unless you move the edge point within a stereo environment, in 3D environment. And that's had not been done until this point with the Mistika VR Connect. And grab this, we should really actually protect the person who's close to our eyes. Right here, this lady and this Asian guy right here. You can go all the way to her leg. Her leg is actually fine. We want it right here. So now protect all three person. And before that, I don't even know there's a person right here. Only in the stereo, I know that actually there's an older guy next to this younger guy behind it. So I can only see that in stereo mode. So again, if it's you a little bit cross-eyed with this line on this line feather, you can always just, again, turn this part off after you're done. Just turn it off. Take a second, because I'm doing screen capture as well. And now you really see like, oh, actually, I need to turn the edge point as well. See, turn it off. Now you really see the final result of a stereo calibration of the stereo edge point on a person. And that fixed the issue of them so close. I'm right there. If you see me, I'm right here. They're so close to the camera in the Titan. So that fixed that issue right here. And before that, you are guessing on a desktop mode. But in here, in the 3D environment, you can actually see what's happening. And that is why it's so powerful with the brand new Mistika VR Connect on this feature alone. And then the next thing is you can individually adjust the input camera. Now it's camera A. the yaw, pitch, and roll, and also exposure, temperature, and tint. Why you ever want to do that? Well, honestly, I don't. But if you want to fine tune it, that's how you fine tune based on camera. But one thing you do want to do is the output camera. So like after stitch, if you want to move the center point, you can do it with the output camera. You want to change the exposure. You want to do a simple color grading, temperature and tint. You can do it right here to make it kind of like match. Like honestly, with the meta color space, you probably want to adjust the temperature a little bit. Actually the other way around. Yeah, see now if you make it a little bit warmer, I think it's less green, so let's try. It's too magenta. Oh yeah, too much. Okay, let's a little bit. Wait, hold on. Wrong direction. Okay, right here. Nah, actually, the other direction. Wait. Okay, so now we just like change the color temperature. Again, you might do it in DaVinci Resolve or Mistika Boutique or actual fine color grading, but you can quickly do this for your client to get the look they really want, because the Meta CV one does make things look a little bit like flat, and this actually make the color, bring the color back and look a lot nicer if you see right here. So you can do that in the output camera to just let client know that like we can do that. So hit that. And you can see the final result right here, and kind of can look around, and skin tone look a lot more correct right now. So that is all the feature, and then from that forward, you can take your headset off and go ahead and render from here in the Mistika. Well, let's talk about the benefit of using the Meta Quest Pro. Obviously, is the pass-through. So let's say that you're like doing this whole thing, but if you want to do a fine adjustment of what's going on, you can just double tap right here. So now I'm actually turning the pass-through, and I can see my screen. I can do a final adjustment right here with the screen. Again, you don't see my screen, but you see the Mistika's behind it, right? So you can do the final adjustment right there. By the way, this thing will work even to disconnect this. See, it's still working. Everything's still working. You don't really need a cable. And the problem with using, you know, this thing, the Meta, I can see it right here. The Meta Quest 2 is you only got black and white pass-through. You can also do that, double tap, and then you turn on the pass-through. But you only get a black and white, so it's really hard to see what's going on on your computer screen of your Mistika VR. And the best benefit is when you do it with client, you can just turn around, look at their face, really see they're there, talking to them, do an eye contact in the headset. Kind of weird, but it will work. So that's the benefit of using the color pass-through. Is so useful. Compared to this thing when you're working, and that's actually the major reason why I need the Meta Quest Pro instead of the Meta Quest 2. But everything I just showed you will work 100%, if not 150%, on the Meta Quest 2 as well. So don't worry about if you doesn't have the Quest Pro right there. So let me just double tap back into Mistika and continue walking through the footage. For 10K 3D Titan footage, we found a struggle on the Meta Quest 2. Meta Quest Pro with XR2 Plus chipset seemed to be working just fine for me, but comment below and let me know. Okay, I hope now you have the knowledge to work on high-end, high-budget VR films and have the confidence to fix any problem your client throwing at you. This tutorial is for serious filmmakers, as Mistika VR is not cheap. To help you start, we have a code that will save you 20% annual subscription. That is $150 in saving. This is not a sponsored video, and the link down below is not an affiliated link. I don't get a dime from you if you use Mistika or not. In fact, you might take jobs away from me by using it. I personally feel strongly about supporting the professional VR filmmaker community. It is small and it's like family to me. And it is my way of contributing my knowledge, my expertise, and some holiday saving for you, both in time and money. To thank me, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and share my VR production like the Telecom of Paris right here on your social, and please Watch it as well for yourself on your MetaQuest TV. Give me feedback on my production and help me to grow as well as a storyteller. Artists should help each other. Also, please follow me on Instagram and DM me if you have further questions. I will be more active on Instagram, sharing bite-sized knowledge and help you if you have any further questions. Tag me on Instagram as well so I can check out your original VR film. And see you in the metaverse. Ciao.